Essentially, you're saying that you're not going to give up Chole Bhature.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
Three of us have been tagged multiple times asking when is this coming. So I think
He's the same guy tagging all of us.
but at least now we finally have an answer to this. Hello everyone, welcome to yet another episode on Ctrl+Alt+Rec. And today we have an exciting announcement for you as well as various different topics that we're going to be discussing about. Joining with me are our usual guests, Anuj as well as Gautam. Great to have you guys on board. And today we'll be starting with one very exciting announcement that all of you have been waiting for. And that is the final date of sale for the Xiaomi Pad 7 Nano Texture variant. So Anuj, do you want to do the honors?
So one Nano Texture is going to be available only on the highest variant.
Yeah.
So 12 GB RAM, 256 GB one. Everything else obviously is the same. We finally got this under production. And we will be able to start selling this from 18th of February.
Awesome.
So less than a week,
Yeah.
or just about a week, we should be able to get our hands on Nano Texture. So great for people who love outdoor photography, people who travel a lot, people basically who hate reflection.
Yeah. only inner reflections, not outer. I think it's a product that a lot of people have been requesting, at least on Twitter. I know three of us have been tagged multiple times asking when is this coming. So I think
Probably it's the same guy tagging all of us.
probably. But at least now we finally have an answer.
So 18th.
18th is when it is. And like Anuj mentions, on the top end variant, but it's at a great pricing. If you look at the next best thing, costs 1.7 lakh. We're just having it slightly over 30,000, which is a great deal for something as innovative as this in terms of
169,900.
sorry,
You get
100 rupees back. Yeah, sorry. I think from a convenience perspective, also that cloth that we were talking about last time, that also comes within it.
Yeah.
Which is an added cost for the other tablet.
You don't get it in the box. I thought you got it in the box.
For us,
it's
we
a
get
separate
it.
accessory that
A
you have to
separate
buy.
No.
Yeah, that's separate.
You have to buy it separately.
Yes.
That's separate. Yeah, so at least here you get that also. So technically goes over 169,900 then if you include that as well.
Yeah.
Awesome. Just wanted to check how many of you guys saw the Ed Sheeran thing happening last
The Church Street
Church
thing.
Street. Yeah.
I saw it on Reddit. I mean, I think the guy was trying to do something, generally in your first world, people would do this and treat it as, wow, an artist, hits the street and, is singing for the masses.
Yeah.
But Bangalore police decided that it's a no-go from our side.
Yeah.
And they just pulled the plug on it and he goes like this.
I think he was also trying to perhaps spark a viral worthy moment.
Yeah.
Right? Like someone comes and then
From what I understand, he keeps doing this.
yeah.
But then it works in certain countries. And in India, I mean, you normally chase away street side performers, right?
Yeah, it's frowned upon. Yeah. That's true. But like when I was in Barcelona a couple of years back, I saw this lady who was singing really good in the streets. And again, because it's the back alleys of Barcelona, the acoustics was really good. And she was like an opera singer. I was like very surprised. I still have the video there, but I was very surprised. And I stood there actually appreciating that for like a few minutes because she was so good. So I'm sure
In certain places, like for example, in Barcelona, if you were on that La Rambla,
so
that place is meant for doing all of this, right?
But meant for art and all that, yeah.
But I don't think we have something like this here, and it's just not a common practice. For example, if you were in Delhi and you do this in say a Habitat Center equivalent, that's okay,
Yeah.
right? But
that's a private property again.
it is. So public property on a busy road.
Actually, it could be interesting. What if he had done this in Cubbon Park, for instance? Maybe there's no passage of cars, vehicles, right? I think that was their biggest concern, that if people start crowding there, and this was, I think, right opposite the metro also. Yeah. So for them, it made sense that, okay, this is where the highest footfall is probably going to come. But then if we do it in Cubbon Park, then might have been...
Maybe they were going for like a bit more younger kind of a crowd who like to party, listen to music. Because Cubbon Park, I think it's a more...
possible.
vibe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, getting it there... I think police did that because it's also difficult to control crowd. I think for a brief period, people were thinking, oh, it's just a Gora guy singing. And then if someone realized, then it would have been a stampede.
Yeah, that's true. And I think... even last time, so in the concert last evening, my wife had gone, so she was telling me that he did a Telugu song. So with the singer Shilpa Rao, there's a Telugu song, so they sort of, and he did pretty well. So he has posted that officially.
He sang in Telugu.
He sang in Telugu.
Damn.
Which is pretty good actually. And he sings it quite nicely. Of course, with that accent of sort, but which is nice. So I think they had planned these as being peaks, right? So one just before the concert having a peak saying that he's performing live here. Second being this, and even last time I think for Diljit's concert he had come as a surprise guest, right? So
I think in one of his concerts, Diljit had also performed.
Oh, the other way also,
which did really well.
They also did. Arijit Singh also did one a studio kind of a setup shoot where he's also singing. He's singing "Shape of You" and Ed Sheeran is playing the guitar.
Oh,
"Shape of You" or some other song. Perfect. I'm not sure.
Nice, but yeah, I think
I mean, great idea. Probably the wrong location.
Yeah. I think speaking of location also, I don't know if there's been significant improvement, and a lot of people talking about this on the music infrastructure that's there in India, right? Like especially for concerts, etc.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's terrible.
So because this was also in nice grounds. I think you had mentioned this about Metallica a long time back. Yeah. So I don't think it's
Metallica one was Palace Grounds.
Palace Grounds, yeah. But at the end, it's not really meant for this, right? It's just a large enough area to accommodate people.
Yeah.
But in terms of acoustics, in terms of infrastructure, I think there's nothing that's helping it in any way. So awesome. And I think the other topic also that people were talking about is the overall air quality index, because Brian Johnson just walked out of a podcast.
Yeah.
And he was saying
120 inside, right?
120, 130 something, and inside with air purifiers, yes.
With air purifiers 120. So what was the outside air actually? Right?
This was in Mumbai.
Must have been pretty bad.
Actually, which is interesting because in Bangalore we are averaging around 100.
Yeah, so Bangalore is normally 100.
Yeah.
With the air purifier, at least inside my house. So I still have the old one. I think I have the 2S.
Oh, I have the 3.
The air purifier 2S. The first one with the screen, right? I'm still using that. Now with the new HEPA filters, I need it because my Bangalore allergies just kick in. And this is like a really bad time. So last 2 weeks I've had like a massive bout of sneezing. And then I realized that, because I had traveled, when I came back, I forgot to switch on the air purifier.
Oh, that's why.
So it's gotten really bad. So last night I had to kind of switch that
technically
back
it makes a difference. That means because
for me,
without
it definitely does.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a need.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a luxury anymore. No. Unfortunately, if you're in a large city, but what I'm surprised is if inside the room it's 120, either the room wasn't sealed properly.
Yeah.
Because irrespective of the size of the room, right?
Correct.
The air purifiers will kick it in and bring it to acceptable level.
Correct. Because right now when I'm looking at the live AQI, Mumbai is showing 159. So 130 is not that far off. I don't think, like you said, it was working properly.
Maybe we should have sent them the Xiaomi ones.
That's true. No, I think the other thing they were discussing also was the fact that how does he feel so much of a difference, right? Like
you would.
Yeah, you would, because that's the delta between what he's used to versus what's here. Just like when we go from maybe 100 to 400, we definitely feel that.
Yeah. So the moment, in November, if you landed in Delhi, you could immediately feel it, right?
Correct. Definitely.
So I think it'll be as much as that kind of a difference.
Correct.
For us,
probably even more, right? Because he's coming from 10, 15 or whatever.
Yeah. But it's a good point, right? That we take this for granted.
Yeah.
While that's not the right level that you have to be kind of enduring. I don't know what the answers are, but obviously we do know that's the problem.
Like when I used to travel from Delhi, then it was very difficult to notice that something is better or worse because you have already seen the worst of it. So you would notice if it's like extremely clean. Otherwise, like if you land in Mumbai from Delhi, it just feels
actually
very...
if it gets cleaner, you probably don't notice as much because it just becomes better for you. But when it gets worse is when it hits you actually. That's true.
So like after moving to Bangalore, I notice it a lot more. Like if I land in Delhi or in Mumbai, I notice it a lot more. And when I come back, I again see, a huge difference in terms of air quality.
Which is interesting, right? Why is Bangalore air quality slightly better than Delhi's?
Because most of the people have not made it yet.
No. Bangalore now I think has more cars than Delhi does. I mean, not counting the entire NCR area, but Delhi, I think Bangalore has more cars now. And all of them are just at a standstill at all, all the time on the road. Yeah. So the car pollution ideally should be as much, if not more than Delhi. Delhi actually moved to CNG buses and all that. Here, some of the buses are still old school. But that said, why is the AQI better then?
Maybe because of, I mean, I'm guessing the manufacturing facilities, factories, and all that are a little far away. In Delhi, it's very nearby your residential areas. And even in the middle of the city, like there would be a residential area, and then there is a commercial area as well where your factories and everything is there.
Could it be the elevation? I was just checking. Bangalore is at a elevation of 920 meters.
But elevation is there, but it's on a plateau, right?
Yeah.
So it's not gonna float away anywhere.
I think the wind speeds are also more
Because of the elevation.
because this Diwali, a couple of my neighbors were like bursting crackers and all that. So I brought my air purifier from the room to the main living area, and it was showing about 250. Just went up to 250. I closed everything, got it to about 60 or 50. But the next day it was fine.
Yeah.
But in Delhi, if you do this, the next day it's very close to where you left.
I think wind maybe, yeah, it's a factor. So it's not stagnant, essentially. It keeps moving. It goes to Delhi. No. But I think the other topic that these guys were also discussing is that how all of these things that we sort of do on a daily basis, whether it's the air we breathe, the water we drink, or the food we eat, all of these are essentially reducing our lifespan, potential lifespan. And Brian, especially on the show, he was mentioning the concept of don't die, saying that that's the only thing that every human being on planet Earth will agree upon, for themselves at least, that my goal is not to die, right? At the very core of it. Beyond that, of course, there are other, wants and wishes and everything. But at the very core, that's a primal instinct that we have. And he was saying that is what should govern every single thing that we do. But what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's still too Indian to.
Which is what Nikhil commented. I don't know if you guys watched it, but
I've not seen the entire thing. I just read about this happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we've taken a lot of things for granted.
Yeah.
And essentially that's why the rise of lifestyle diseases in India is going up significantly. From cardiac related stuff to diabetes to all of this, it's a factor of all of the environmental factors that sometimes either we can't control or we don't realize we need to control. So I think it's important. The education of it, I think, is the first part of it. You have to realize something is wrong. Only then you can fix it.
Yeah, and I think they were also mentioning about AI, right? AI playing a key role in sort of understanding the context of someone's background, both medical as well as the upbringing, everything, and seeing what is the right way for them to live their lifestyle. So suppose AI could suggest a better way for you to live and prolong your life. Would you take that input? Because that was a divided opinion of sorts on the podcast, saying that suppose AI said this is how you can essentially live maybe 10 years, 20 years longer. Would you take it, or would you still choose to live life in the way you want? Because at the end, it's not just about living life longer, but actually the quality of life or how you enjoy life. So I think that's where there was a divided house. Yeah.
Essentially, you're saying that you're not going to give up chole bhature.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not, but plus I think AI right now would be giving you a lot of first world kind of solutions, which might not be very, pretty much possible for you. Like, we get like tanker water here. So
Correct. It'll say that get this water.
Yeah,
go for this
your water should
food.
be richer in these things. Your food should be richer in these things. But it's quite difficult.
Which all means that overall you should be richer.
Yeah, basically, yeah. That's what Brian Johnson himself is, right? He just spends shit ton of money.
Yeah, that's a lot, yeah. So, speaking of AI though, we recently rolled out the overall update for Note series on AI. What are your thoughts on that? What are the new features that people should look out for?
I think since October, November, we have been testing it internally, but we have, I think we talked to a couple of journalists as well, and we said that, there are a couple of things we cannot really say because it's still under the wraps, but now it's finally out. And a host of features, right? I think the two most expensive phones in the world right now are riding on AI. And Redmi Note actually does almost equal number of AI things as they do. So this would be very interesting to see now because, when you go offline, a lot of people are very excited about AI, what AI can do. And mostly how, promoters, retailers pitch it is like, you have to buy the most expensive to get that high-end AI experience. Otherwise, there is a lack of AI experience or you get very few. So now that thing flips. So it would be very interesting to see that, when you get this host of AI features on a Redmi Note, then what will the flagships do?
What is the differentiator then? Yeah.
You saw this entire thing going around where
The
people
face-
were
the face,
covering their face.
Oh.
Now, I mean, the Samsung one actually was creating faces very, very close to what the real face
Actual
is,
face, yeah.
which, based on global training data, should not be happening,
Yeah.
right? So, are they doing some kind of a local training of their models?
Could be.
I think someone also did an experiment where they took a brand new phone without having the
Yeah,
other
logins
data,
and all that
login, etc., and they tried it, and it was far off from the other data.
Was it?
From,
I thought it was similar.
I don't know. I thought it was different. It was someone else, is what
If
they
it's
were saying.
not logged in,
Yeah.
and it creates something very different versus your logged in device, then obviously it's a very clear.
Correct.
I don't know. Anyways, so coming back to the AI features, of the ones that we've just kind of rolled out on the Redmi Note, which ones do you really like?
I actually like the productivity features a lot more. Your AI summary, transcription, translation. The summary being the coolest, I think, when you get like a really long email for, with all the details of, what we're planning to do and this entire hour of conversation, having a summary definitely, actually, it kind of works as your assistant, right? Like not everyone would have an assistant in office and all those things. And getting the summary definitely helps a lot for working professionals. I think new jobbers are going to like it a lot, especially Gen Z, because these long trail mails I may probably good for us, but for the new folks, I think they want to get to the gist of it. They want to get to the core thought that what you're doing, because at the end of the way they process things, comprehend things is a lot faster. So they just need it in a more compact format. So I think it does work better for them. But I use it. I think it's pretty good.
I think one use case which I haven't used it much, but my kids are using is circle to search. So for them, so earlier what they used to do is basically tap the mic icon and ask something like what is the top speed of certain car. They get the answer. Now the circle to search, so he just goes around just doing that, and then he finds it very interesting, right? Because to type exactly what you want or to say it, it's probably a bit longer. So this is faster. Again, like what he said, they want a faster result. So that comes in handy at times. Also seeing if something is available on Amazon or not, which is a problem for us.
Yours is to Gen Alpha, no?
Yes.
It's next level.
I'm
But
not that old to have
I
a
think
Gen.
overall the AI rollout has just started, which makes the Redmi Note a lot more than what it was just about a month back.
Yeah.
And this circle to search, for example, right? Again, the most expensive ones would say that, okay, we have it. And, so now again, people see it as, okay, it's not approachable for me. Maybe next time I'll probably try for circle to search or something like that. But now they have it on the Redmi Note. So again, a great experience.
But like the Nano Texture, right? Like Nano Texture was like 1.7, but now
Yeah.
this price, Interesting, I think one other product that we did not speak much about was the Redmi 14C. It's a great product, but I think because we were all busy with multiple launches at the same time, that's something that we sort of overlooked. I think one thing that everyone sort of appreciated was the CMF, right? It looks beautiful, especially that special color. The
starlit
purple, blue,
starlit blue.
Starlit blue. Yeah, that looks really good. And overall, as a phone, also, like if someone is considering a 5G device, I think that's probably the best experience that one can get
As a starting one.
Yeah, as a starting one.
So 13C did really well for us.
Yeah.
Right. So
best selling.
Best selling. It was a global bestseller for 5G. Global bestseller, India bestseller. So that's why we just upped every feature that we offered on 13C. And we believe that even for future devices, this is going to be a very tough competition to have, because 120 hertz refresh rate, like the largest display in the segment, and for most of the consumer that we have seen, we have talked to, this is your primary source of entertainment. So
that
volume,
device, one single device, right?
Yeah. So one device to basically watch everything, right? Your IPL is coming, and people are going to watch cricket on it. People watch YouTube, Reels, Shorts, everything on it. So a big display, smoother refresh rate, Qualcomm processor in this segment is almost impossible to achieve. So most of the devices would be MediaTek processor. So or other, right? So you get like a great performance out of it. Camera actually delivers great results. The battery life is insane. So overall, I would say it's one of the strongest products in the market right now, and it is getting that particular thing, right? It is having the attraction. The CMF obviously is great, but I think overall as a package, the product is really good.
Yeah, makes sense, I think. And what about the Redmi Bud 6?
Bud 6 is again, I think, as the market is, full of your generic products, like every product does the same thing, but in a different shape or size. This is basically after probably like a million, but this is still first in the segment with like a dual driver. So everyone gave up on like what innovative thing that you can do in a particular price point. Everyone just went for like different CMF, different designs. So I think Bud 6 really shine there, in terms of the sound quality, the sound separation.
But do you think that's because sound quality is so subjective that I can't explain it to you?
Yeah.
But I can show you this flashy dabba, right? And it's easier to sell versus actually talking about the different the EQs and all of that stuff.
I think that was a technique even used on cameras. People used to create better looking cameras, but camera is supposed to take better looking photos, not actually look. But then people had that expectation, it looks good, so it should be taking good photos. So similar to audio, I guess.
So that's why probably there's no focus on dual drivers and all of that stuff, because right now the category is going in two directions. One, you lower the price as much as possible so that people just end up trying it out, right? Which I think could be detrimental in the long run.
Yeah.
But the second aspect is that in a sound device, sound has become secondary. Everything else is taking precedence.
Which is true.
Which is kind of weird. But I think both Buds 5 and then improving on that with the Buds 6, our focus is that. So it's not how do you get the lowest possible price, how do you get a better sound quality.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, like small details, right? Your the battery bar that you charge, shows you an animation when you open it. It just shows you how much battery you have. It just allows you to take quick actions. Like for me, most of the time what will happen is I'll take the buds out because it will, on the phone it will show me 100%. I'll not realize how much the case has. And probably by the time I get to a flight or something, this is at 30, this is at 0. So it really helps me, take that decision of, okay, maybe I should, plug the case in. So that also is like a very small thing, but really makes a difference.
All right, that's about it for today. But any other questions, any other feedback that you have, let us know in the comment section below. As always, see you again in the next one. Thank you guys very much. Bye.